Welcome back, everyone, to the Realm of Dama. This is your Dungeon Master, Hero Darkness, joined by Phoenix Ash,
As bright.
Lone Penguin,
As your new DM, Callum. I'm just kidding. I'm just Callum. Hey guys, how you doing?
Spartan Scream,
As Blap.
and Blue Blader.
As Melee.
So last session, was quite the entrance, needless to say, for Blap to come in with Callum and Alice.
It was
Yeah.
glorious.
Yeah, it was kind of like having the Avengers just broke into your door.
I mean,
Yeah.
between Alice and Blap, I think they did the most DPS.
That is true. Blab with like tons of fire.
What about me? I did all the healing.
Oh yeah, you
Yes,
did.
You did. But I was
Yeah,
talking DPS, not hills.
Say less. Alright.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure like in some bracket, like there's a thing that says healer and you'll be on top.
As far as hills, yes, Penguin's characters between Von Deer and Callum kept
And me.
the
They didn't
party
heal.
somewhat alive. Yeah, Melee, you didn't heal until like after combat.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, Von
you
Deer's
guys-
down. Oh, anyways, I'm gonna keep punching.
Oh, and we're here what I just realized what had me this whole entire time that I didn't realize I could just use. I had a healing potion on me.
Wow. So
Who would've
Brett.
thought?
what led to the whole combat situation was Two Willie demanding to be the temporary leader until we knew what happened to Alice. As it was unclear and everything, kind of just killed someone for opposing him, which caused the entire party to turn against Two Willie.
Yeah.
And halfway through Two Willie speaking, half the council was dead, including
Something
the
so
guard.
suspicious.
Yeah, so, and then
Well,
you guys were also kind of briefly interrogated by Two Willie, who was kind of surprised that, according to Von Deer's report, there was 3 dead bodies, but they only found 1. You guys pieced together that the half-elf was the one that was killed, and you're not sure where the dwarf or the halfling is at. And then Alice arrived with Callum and Blap to help fight off basically an insurgency in the council room. And so we ended last week's session with you guys just getting out of combat and just Alice just trying to piece together what happened with not even a full day passing since the attempted assassination on her life. And so here you guys are, kind of in the library. I believe Von Deer is currently healing those that are wounded and such as well. As you guys are kind of just sending around Alice as she's just like, sorry, that fight took a little bit more out of me than what I was expecting, but then again, I did just recover.
You did amazing.
Thanks. I just wasn't expecting to, having to fight who I thought was an old friend of mine.
I wasn't expecting you to kill an old friend of yours that easily as well.
Sorry, sometimes I get a little bit of a frenzy when it comes time for fighting, which is why I don't like it. I try to keep it as a last resort, if possible.
well, here's the consolation. This was the last resort.
Yes, could you guys kind of fill me in on what happened? Because I kind of woke and the nurses were kind of in a frantic, like, I think Two Willie's planning something, was kind of all I heard. And like, yeah, so I rushed over here as soon as possible and I, called for Callum was there and Callum's like,
I was.
hey, we should probably get Blap. He's with the barbarians. And so, I grabbed Blap and off we came. So what all happened?
Well, where did it begin?
That is indeed a good question. Let's see here. We
Yeah, I'm gonna say, Brian, it's best that you say the story.
I guess we could all. Should we talk about this over a cup of tea?
Sure.
One is going to like just pop up out of nowhere. Tea? Did someone mention tea? I will
Yes.
brew the tea. Don't worry. Leave it to me.
I guess I'll cook food.
We can take this to my office. And yeah, I'll take you guys a quick way there versus walking around. Because last time I was talk to more people than necessary for the time being.
And don't laugh. There's like a nursing passageway that's just like somewhere in the room.
She walks to the far right wall, and you watch her press on a stone wall, on a stone on the wall, and you just watch this door just slide open.
You know,
Sounds
I'd be
about
more
right.
surprised if she didn't have one in this room. Wait, you think Alice isn't prepared for the sanctimonious like attack? Nah, if this was Alice's meeting, she would have been like, "Ah, nah," and then just slid out the back door.
I'm pretty sure Alice has many escape routes in case of certain danger.
You kidding? I'd have many escape routes too. You start boring me to death in a meeting. All right, I'll see y'all next week. Whoop!
So you guys follow Alice, and for both Bright, Callum, and May, as you guys follow on this pathway, you guys come across the big circle room with the 7 doors.
Would make sense.
I tell based on your reactions that you guys did discover one of the secrets in my office, it seems. To be expected if you were investigating things. Anyways, this way, as you guys come from, you cut diagonally across the circle to the door that kind of looks familiar where Alice's office is at, and you guys proceed to follow Alice back into her office. And you guys go down towards her desk, and she opens up kind of another secret compartment, grabs a few more chairs to have everyone sit down, and proceeds to grab her kettle and put it over the fireplace. Von dear, I'll leave you to the tea making, because I like your tea.
Oh, he does make good tea. I would have him at that.
Oh, shucks. Thank you for complimenting my sweet, sweet little tea. I will go ahead and get the pot on the fire.
Okay. So, don't worry, we're safe for right now. Proceed with your, with what happened.
So, to make the long story short, the cultist group that attacked the village of Sleece, which is where we came from, also had members inside of the library. They were the ones that assassinated or tried to kill you. And that's when, within a very short time frame, the council themselves made very hasty and very quick decisions to appoint a new headmaster.
I see. Yeah, well, I don't fault him for doing that, and just to give you a little history with Tuili, in recent years, he has been pushing for a little more neutrality, or moving the library to a more neutral spot, whether that means shifting and going to an entirely different plane of existence. And that, he has been pushing for that, and has been trying to push for us to be a little more quicker with some responses with things, and maybe be a little more involved with the world around us. And I've kind of opposed him on some of the stuff, but some of the stuff I've agreed with him. And so he probably took that as an opportunity to power grab to push forward with his agenda. As I'm pretty sure Von Deer has told you, he always had the library's best interest at heart. though sometimes it became distorted. Now, it is disturbing that the cultist has made its way here. Don't worry, the library will take care of that. We'll start figuring things out on our end. And I believe I mentioned for you guys to start studying the older history of Formenzia to find where this crypt is at, because Crypt of Lee, it's a familiar name, but, well, it's not used much anymore. So you're better luck trying to find it in the more ancient history of Formenzia, or maybe more in the history of the ancient history of Realm of Dama as a whole. I'll leave you guys to it to study. I got a bunch of personal matters to attend to and stuff like that, so I will leave it in your capable hands to find it. And Von dear, is that tea ready just yet?
One moment, and the leaves will be perfectly cooked.
Okay. You're more than welcome to stay for tea if you so desire, but if you need to be off, I understand. You have quite the quest given to you, or thrust on you.
Well, we did come in here to have tea while we talk about this, so I'm willing to stay and have tea.
I second that. What about you, Blab?
I don't care either way.
And you, young Callow.
Yeah, totally. I don't mind. Tea. Look me up.
And just as you guys finished discussing, the tea is finished.
Here you go. A cup for you. A cup for you. A cup for you. A cup for Miss Alice. And a cup for you.
Thank you. Thank you, Von dear.
Anytime.
I think I'm going to take this tea and be on my way. Unless you guys have any particular questions you wish to ask me. If not, I'll be on my way out.
Well, there are some things I would like to talk to you about due to us running into demons and an elemental along the travels dealing with this cultist, but I think we can save that conversation for another time.
Okay, I will see what I can find about that, but yeah, probably best for another time. And with that, Alice walks out of her office, leaving the five of you there to decide.
Casually drink my tea that she have received.
Yeah. So, guys, what do you think what our next move should be?
Well, the best plan of motion is going to the ancient part of the library and looking into the Crypt of Lee. That will be the best course of action, and once we find the Crypt of Lee, I know I myself is not an adventurer. So I think before we go too much further into our journeys, it's probably best for us to find a village so I can become an adventurer. If not, that's going to cause a lot more complications down the road if I'm never reading the history and the laws of Formenzia correctly.
Really? You never partnered with a company or anything like that? You
No, I
definitely
never have. I have spent the past 10 years, if I think I told you guys before, at this library.
Yeah, but you clearly have like the skills to pay the bills. If you partnered with an adventure company, you'd be able to like at least take on some like small jobs to like make some coin every now and then.
Well,
Help with your studies and travel.
what ended up happening is I would always get a member of the library to get my sanctuary when I left. Thus, if I went out, I didn't worry about any legal law since I never quite became a resident in Formenzia. That's where I would leave and do things, and that's when I picked up my skills that I had. It was when I went out and journeyed with my mentors and my people sanctuary that taught me the ropes of what I'm doing. Therefore, I was never planning on joining Adventurers Guild until the time come. Until I knew what happened to my parents and pursuing that. Until then, I never saw a point of joining it. Therefore, I could stay neutral and have my sanctuary on leaving doing investigations. Just never do anything adventure-like.
I see. I see.
Oh, that seems like a solid goal. We all go to a nearby village and register up as adventurers.
There are some adventure skills here inside the library if you are from Valencia, or from Valencia that you can go and register here. I don't think that. No. If you're born native here, that's what it is. So some legal things you can't come from Valencia here and register your adventures. But if you're born and raised here in the library, and not from either kingdom, you can go in and register as adventures from the library itself. It's a complicated and tasking legal stuff with a lot of paperwork.
Interesting. Well, sounds like our next stop is definitely going to be a town, so we can join the Adventurers Guild.
What about
Anyone
you,
have?
Blab, and you, May? What was your thoughts on this? I'm pretty sure once we find a map, we can plan our trip accordingly.
Mm,
I think it's best that we are prepared for what comes next.
I second that.
Agreed. There are some shops in here to buy potions. I need to be stocking some arrows and some other stuff before we leave, because this is a very big place. There are stuff like that all over the place.
We want to try to find those monk guys that, like when we got here, Alice mentioned about monks here. I'm probably gonna find them and see if they can teach me any cool new tricks.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. I don't want to stay here too long, but we could definitely spend some time looking into things along that line.
Sounds like a plan. Gonna be honest with you. I was planning on sneaking sneaking another glance at the elemental section of your library before we headed out.
I can always, well, depends on what you want to know about elementals. I could probably talk to you about that, because I have done a lot of studies with the elementals myself.
So I remember a while back that my old man mentioned that we Genassis are kin or far off kin to elementals from primordial planes or whatever. No. Maybe learning more about that kind of stuff. What old school elementals are like.
I don't know if I looked into Genashians and what they can do as much as I have the elementals themselves. I actually want to go and roll a history check real fast to see what my character would know about this, since it's something my character probably should know. That is a 19.
Your character remembers that the primordial are sometimes referenced as the Dawn Titans, have been heavily involved in the creation of the worlds and of the various stars, in how the primordials there became various gods, the different elements, such as the fire, the air, the water, the earth, and that they came from responsible for many things, and there was also vast wars that took place. And you take a moment to consider, yes, there is Kalelm, the air, Genasi. You remember that there is a primordial, Marum, that kind of embodies kind of just chaos as in general, who is responsible for the storms, where Marum is the embodiment of both the lightning, the wind, and the water, and how she led a life and led her followers to be this balance between doing things chaotically, but also being in such a way where it's playful and friendly and keeping in the balance of good and light. But you don't remember all the two specifics of why or how Marum came to be according to legend.
Alright. Definitely something interesting I would share with him about that type of stuff.
Oh. Well, fire away, elemental specialist.
I'm trying to figure out how my character actually phrase all that stuff now because that's a lot of information. But I sort of just go over the basics of how that stuff sort of happened with him, trying to keep it as very simple as possible.
Uh-huh.
Does that sort of answer your question?
Well, okay. So my hope was that like maybe by like reading up on more of like, my ancestral kin, I would, I don't know, have like a brain fart or something, or some divine awakening. And then, become like a thunder, lightning, dragon or whatever. They're flying around, shooting lightning.
I don't think you'll just turn into a dragon to fly around.
Yeah.
I know, but like everyone always says reading is power and knowledge is power. Well, why can't like the knowledge of where I come from turn me into a dragon?
First, you are not dragonborn.
I mean, I know that I wouldn't be a dragon, I would be an elemental. But like an elemental with dragon-like qualities, like flying. And maybe a breath weapon. That would be
Well,
cool.
Well, let me see. Can you use a breath weapon like blap? I don't think so.
Hold on. Wait, I think I can. And I'm going to like blow. I'm gonna blow melee across the room using levitate. He's like, no, I can't use a breath weapon. I don't know, like something. It's like such a huge jump between like their ability of like using the elements and like what I can do. You know
From,
what?
from experience, you cannot rush something like that. You have to have
Patience.
time and patience.
Patience. Well, I don't think the Doomsday cult that's trying to take over the world is going to be very patient.
Until the time you find your little niche, we are all together in this, so you don't need to breathe whatever element you're trying to breathe when you got the rest of the party that can do stuff just as well.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Are you saying that we're friends?
I guess in a way, yes.
I wouldn't go that far.
Well,
That
I
is.
would.
I was about to say before you can take it back. I appreciate this.
More like business partners.
Well, I'll take anything, Scales.
Will Callum still go to the library, to that section of the library to read up? Or is Callum satisfied with what he was told?
You know what? I think I'm good.
All my years of studying elementals has paid off. Ha 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 ha.
Hey, well, I'm still gonna find those monks and try to learn more.
One thing that comes to mind real quick, for Bright remembers, oh, duh, you remember seeing what seems to be the symbol for Marum, and you then draw a sketch of it and hand it over to Callum.
You may be needing this.
Oh, is this the symbol of Huh. Interesting. Thanks.
Don't worry about it too much.
So you guys were still gonna look more so into the crypt of Lee, right?
Yeah, we are. Just like I have a few things that I kind of want to do here.
Understandable. Me as well. Me as well.
So, May, you're going off to the monks now, right?
Yeah, I'm going off to the monks.
Callum, where are you going?
Well, I was gonna not check it out, but since Bright's giving me the symbol, I got to. My curiosity is too grand. We're going.
All right. So you're going to go and study up more and read up more on the elementals.
You know, baby.
So that leaves Bright and Blap to go look up and find the script of Lee.
Yep, that is my character's plan.
Okay, perfect. So I'll leave Callum off to study and read into the elementals for the time being. And so, May, you're heading towards the monks.
Mm-hmm.
Anything in particular you want to know?
Mainly, I'm trying to learn from it is to be more, I guess, patient and so it's just me to see so for me to actually learn my martial tradition.
Okay. I will also say Von Deer will escort you there, considering you have no idea where the monks are at.
Yep, yep. I am pretty much like Bond. You're just seeing me like struggle, like uh,
What is wrong, Melee?
I'm trying to find where the monks are. Can you help me?
No, of course I can.
So the two of you go towards the monks, and is there anything you want to ask Von Deer as you're making your way towards the monks?
Yeah. After the monks get done teaching me, do you think you could, like, is there any way that you could probably tell me like a herbalism kit?
Tell you a herbalism kit. I would do no such thing. We have a couple of like apprentice and starter sets with like some instructions. Tell you what, you go talk to the monks. I will go get one of the starter kits and see about getting the instructions translated into Braille. How
I
does that
think,
sound?
sure.
All right. And then Blap, you're going with Bright to try to find things about the Cryptoli.
Sure.
So as Bright and Blap are making their way towards that section of the library, Bright encounters some of your friends. Oh, Bright. How can we say this? I'm terribly sorry for what Julie was trying to do. Some of us didn't like what he was trying to do, but we didn't have the cojones to say no and stand up to him.
I understand standing up to the leader of a group can be difficult at times.
Yes,
Weak.
Yes, we are weak. We are very pathetic. We go lash ourselves now. As they turn around and begin walking away. So you guys then proceed to spend the next couple of days in your various things, setting up on elementals, learning herbalism and studying with the monks, and studying and trying to find things in its many long hours.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
Mm-hmm.
during this, Blap, as you fall asleep, are you going to be in the studying as you fall asleep late one night, or are you going to be in a bed?
I will be in a bed.
So,
I don't think I'll be studying very much.
so as you retire and call it a night, pretty sure after some sparring of that with the other barbarians and stuff, as you lay to rest and close your eyes, that mysterious figure appears to you again. It's kind of this tall, slender, human-looking thing with an olive color skin, red hair with black tips, with with the eyes hazel. Sorry, I wish to speak to you early, but you've been busy with many, many things, and combat did not seem to go in your favor. My name is Kuwili. Oh, sorry, not Kuwili. Kuwel. I am not from this world, or from this existence. I am from a place that's best explained as the dream space, where I normally exist, but I have some crucial things I must show you that I have seen myself that I must show you. Suddenly, you're taken back to the final days of the war as you're making your assault with your party on against Primelandia, and you're making way there, and you see this halfling with his sword and shield just fighting, and just like nothing seems to bother him, and you recognize him as Sam, that everyone praised about for so long in Primelandia as one of the best paladins and defenders and strategists. As your mind goes through that landscape, and as you kind of relive this moment where it looks like you've lost some of your friends, and as that's going on, you then stand as empty field. Combat's gone, with all your party members there on the ground, all of them gasping for air. They see you, and they look up, one of them reaching out. You could have saved us if you tried harder! It's all your fault that we're gonna die! You should have done more! It's your fault that we're dead! Scene change. Suddenly you're floating in the air, and you recognize your home village, more like town, with the Temple of Zothar there. And next thing you see, it's on fire. You see the women and children screaming and running as they're being slaughtered. Kuwil points to the sky, and there you see the demon that was summoned, flying in the air and just decimating, swooping in and decimating everything. You're taken in towards the temple, where the village leaders are there as you watch them get hewn down and slain. And then suddenly you see the eyes, these yellow eyes, just stare at you. I'm going to find you, and I'm going to kill you, take your soul, and use it to forever destroy the world. Because I can. But I can stop all of this. You desire it. You're just going to have to say my name when you learn it. And you're back in the same dreamlike space you were before all that. Kuwil just standing there with some tears rolling down. This is what may happen if you fail. I'm not sure about your friends. They seem to be dead, but I'm not sure about that. But you cannot fail. I wish I could bring good news, but this is all I have is destruction and chaos. Do you need to see any more?
And you're saying it's my fault.
It's what they're saying, that it's your fault. That you could have done more. That you could have saved them.
And they could have not went to battle.
Orders were given. You all knew the assignment. You all agreed to go, but they trusted you to be the one to see it through and save them when it mattered. And no, you're not exactly the leader type, but they look to you as an example of like the ideal person to be. They trusted in your judgment, and it seemed like you felt them. I don't pretend to know all things. I don't. But these are things that come, and I've been looking for you to show you. You can't afford to fail anymore. I'll do my best to come and help if I'm able, but I make no promises.
I don't remember failing at all, and it's never a plan to fail.
Understand. You are with a new party now, and you're in search of something and someone much more dangerous. I hope that the second thing that was shown to you doesn't happen. My time is getting short. I hope you'll make the right decision. Maybe your friends may be alive, they may be dead, I don't know. But I must be going. As she kind of just fades from existence or from your eyes.
So I'll just take that all in, and I'll think about what was said.
So it's now the next day. Anything else that your characters are doing?
I'm going to try to look for Bright to see if she knows anybody that can identify this staff of mine.
Can we get that like herbalism kit with herbalism 101 for blind dummies?
Yeah, you totally get that. So
Nice.
Von Deer walks up to May the next morning. I'm just amusing that Von Deer has this smug look on his face.
Hey May, I
Yes?
got you something.
Is it tea?
He's going to like pull from behind. Well, actually, you wouldn't even have to put it behind his back to surprise her. He's just gonna like hand her the box with like a little like green book on top that is like written specifically in braille. It's kind of like a journal, like a spiral journal. Tell me if you can feel that.
It's a box.
The thing on top of the box.
It's a book.
Can you feel the words on the book?
Yes, I can actually read it. So thank you.
Can you read the title?
It says herbalism for the blind.
So the title of the book is Herbalism 101 for the blind and dumb.
Are you insinuating that I'm dumb?
What? Me? Never. I did not translate the book.
It says blind and dumb.
Yes, but I did not translate the book. It was one of the dwarves in the translation section. I can't believe. You know what? I'll go give him a good talking to right now.
Uh, Melee right now. Think happy thoughts. Remember what the monk teach you.
Wander's gonna head out and he's gonna be like, hilarious. I have to give those boys a pat on the back.
Always a pat on the back.
Library's dwarves, never above pranking anyone. Don't be fooled.
You know, I'm starting to think the most shittiest race in this whole library is the dwarves.
Whoa!
Shots fired. Shots up and fired.
Shots fired!
I'm
Shots
saying-
What are you
fired
talking
indeed.
about?
I'm saying this out of character.
Pretty sure you could ask Von Deer here if he knows anyone. I mean, this guy's been kicking around the library for a little longer than Bright.
Oh, okay. In that case, I'm going to catch up to Von Deer and stop him.
Oh, hi. What is up?
I was wondering if you might know anybody that can identify the staff for me.
Oh, you want this staff? Wait, this staff right here?
Yeah, the stuff that I have on my back. And I just
Oh,
pull it
just
out.
pass it here.
Yeah.
He just takes it, and then Vondir is gonna cast Identify. Ah, have you ever seen an Identify spell cast before me?
Honestly, I say no.
Well,
Seeing is the key
perk-
word.
Yes, perk up those ears of yours. There's a certain sound that happens, like a specific audio cue you'll never hear with any other spell. It's a very peculiar thing, I tell you. So, first you draw like a little magic circle. I'd show you, but I can't show you. And then you place the object inside. You place your hand upon it. You channel your magic into it. And then the spell kind of shoots you a little message telling you what the thing does. And its name, if it has one. Some of these things have weird names, I tell you. Some of them are just like numbers and letters.
Hmm.
Kind of
Well-
randomized, too. It's weird.
No, sounds pretty cool. So, what can you tell me about the staff?
All right, I am activating Identify. Okay. Now, gods in the universe, someone please shoot me a tab on what this thing is. Oh my god. This staff is useless. Wait, nope, that's the wrong tab. Hold on. All right. Ah, yes. The staff of thunder and lightning. Go ahead and add that to your inventory. I don't know what that means, but go ahead and do that.
That's all you can tell me.
Well, I mean, it shoots thunder and lightning. It's the staff of thunder and lightning. What do you want me to tell you?
Okay, I guess.
The name pretty
I
much
guess
says
that's
it all.
better.
It shoots thunder and lightning. You know what? I did. Pew 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 pew.
Well, thank you.
No problem.
So, the Staff of Thunder and Lightning can be wielded as a magic quarterstaff that grants +2 bonus attack and damage rolls made with it. It also has the following additional properties. When one of these properties is used, it can't be used until the next dawn. Lightning. When you hit with a melee attack using the staff, you can cause the target to take in an extra 2d6 lightning damage. Thunder. When you hit with a melee attack, thunder is when you hit the melee attack using the staff, you can cause the staff to emit crack of thunder, audible out of 300 feet. Target must succeed on a Constitution saving throw. Then there's lightning strike, thunderclap, and then thunder and lightning are all the abilities that it has. But you also have to take time to attune to it as well.
Okay. I'll probably might do that later.
Right. You've been studying for a few days now in the library, and you finally stumbled across the crypt.
Yay.
The Crypt of Lee, before it was renamed to the Crypt of Lee, was known as the Grave of Winterheld, which is located in the floating mountains of Moreau, where the floating gardens are located. And that is in the northeast of Formenzia.
Northeast of Formenzia. Got it.
Now, Blap, would you be with Bright at this time?
Unless I needed to be somewhere else, but there's not really much for me to do at the moment, so I might as well hang out with somebody.
So, Bright relays this relays this information to you.
What was the name of the place?
The place is the floating mountains of Moreau.
Hey, Blap. I found something. The crypt is in the floating mount of Monroe, up the the northern part of Pomenzia. With all your travels, do you know sort of the best way to get there?
Yeah, I know the way.
Alright. I think we then have our place, our destination, and then you have to sort of guide us to that location. The floating mountain of Monroe. That sounds like an interesting place to visit.
Muro.
Muro, not Monroe, Muro.
So, are you going to go and tell Alice any of this?
Well, that's gonna be the natural answer is yes.
So, as you go to Alice, Alice then gets people in the library to get your friends to come and gather. So everyone is present when you tell Alice of your discovery.
So, Alice, we have found where we need to go.
Oh, you have?
Yes, the floating mountain of Monroe.
Oh, Moreau. Yes. Oh, there. Yes. Yes. Best of travels. It is an interesting place. It is a sight to see, so I'm not going to bother to give any descriptions of that for you. And best of... Oh, before you go, I've got something for each of you. She first walks over to you, Lap. I spent some time in talking with barbarians and that, and during the time as you were sparring with them and also helping out with studies, I had them and make these for you. She produces bracers for you. These bracers add a +1 to your AC and also gives you advantages on strength and dex saving throws.
Thank you, ma'am.
Now, Bright, I know how much you like to go out and how much you like that bow. I've managed to, with great deal, with our mages here, I have some arrows for you. And she pulls out a small quiver. You see these arrows grow red and blue. Now, I only have a handful of these, so use them wisely. I got 5 fire and ice arrows. And how it works, you make your attack like normal, and then it deals a 2d6 splash damage of fire or ice, depending on which arrow, in a 5-foot radius. So here you go.
Why, thank you.
Now, May, it seems that you have already got an item. That was quite troubling that they had the same stuff that I have. And then she leans in close.
Oh, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
Crazy world.
Then she leans in close and whispers directly into your ear. Just so you know, the longer you keep your secret, the more it's going to hurt you and your friends around you. Don't think you can't hide forever. And then backs away. Now, for you, young Callum, I have something for you.
I've done nothing. Oh, hi.
So, I noted you spent a lot of time studying in the elemental section, predominantly in the primordial area.
What can I say?
The is
great
this...
gramps and grandmas, or whatever they'd like to be called, are pretty cool.
Yes, they are very engaging. They got quite the stories to tell you. So here is this amulet. It will only work when you decide that you have faith in something.
Oh.
And yes, and then once you have the faith, the symbol of whichever deity you decide to have faith in or worship will appear on the amulet.
All right, that's pretty cool.
This amulet does 2d8 plus 2 healing. Can be used once per day for each party member, but it uses a bonus action in order to use. It has a range of 60 feet, and you have to be able to see the amulet in order for it to be used.
Wait, so I get 2d8s a day per person?
2d8 plus 2 a day per person. But if you use it, Callum, that's it for you.
Ah, But if someone else uses it,
So if not Phoenix, so Bright has one healing a day, Blap has one healing a day, May has one healing a day, and Callum has one healing a day from that amulet.
say less, say less, say less. I'll go make it right now.
Was there anything else that you want Callum to do before you guys set off on your next step in the adventure?
I think we're good.
So as you're leaving, Callum, you hear a message come through from your send stone.
Wait, really? Oh my god! So I'm gonna start like rifling through my bag to find my sense. Where is it? Found it.
Hey, honey bun, I hope things are going swell and funny. You got all those stories to tell me when you get back. Winky, kiss, kiss.
I'm going to like sneak away from the party for a bit. I'm going to like look at like Bright, Blap, and like Maylee, hoping that they didn't hear that, and then I'm just gonna like, I'll be back, and then just like smoke cloud like away.
Can you roll perception to see if we did hear it?
yes. Roll perception to see if you guys heard any of that.
Please no! Please fail! No! Why do you pass when I need you not to? Who?
So Bright rolled a 22. May
Oh,
rolled a
sorry.
17.
Why?
Blap, are you gonna roll for this?
I would not be a part of these shenanigans.
All right, so Bright and May heard it. Heard the message.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
No, they didn't.
Yeah, we did.
Unless you want to roll a deception check to see how well you deceived it.
Oh, okay, deception. Oh yeah, guys. Yeah, that wind. Did you hear that wind a moment ago? So loud. I swore I heard some words on the wind or something.
I didn't hear
Crazy
any wind.
weather. What? That was totally wind. Hey, I'm gonna go over here. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Helen's gonna go disappear behind a tree or something.
I decided to not to follow because, first of all, I just wanted to just have that fun, funny moment, and that was it.
Okay, so Callum kind of slides out of the way for a brief moment, and what do you say in response?
Well, I did not know he had someone that he's close to.
That is indeed interesting, but that's none of our concern.
Yeah, I'm gonna send a message back, and since it's out of earshot, I don't have to say it out loud.
But we want to know what you send.
No, dear Honey Bear.
Honey bear.
Let him have the moment.
Yeah, just let him have his moment.
I'm glad I'm hearing from you. Things have been crazy the last few weeks of the tour. Nothing too hectic I can't handle, but I'm afraid the tour is gonna be extending a couple more days. But, luckily, when this tour's over, I should have enough coin for the two of us to go on a nice vacation somewhere. Maybe even out of Fermenzia. We'll have to see, though. I'll be returning home in about a month or so. Looking so forward to seeing you again. I'll fill you in when I get back. I'm writing everything down in my journal. Talk to you soon, Honey Bear.
So you guys make your way out of the library and begin making your journey towards the floating mountains of Moreau. So what are you guys doing as you're traveling the first day? It's about mid-afternoon when you leave the library.
Mm-hmm.
about the liar. And you know what's coming next.
Do it.
Travel beats the chill too. Do.
If we ever stop and like sit down, I'll probably cook us food.
You, Bright and Laugh. Anything you guys want to do while we travel? Alright.
The only thing I'd probably be doing is making arrows throughout our stops, just so I can have more arrows. That's not magic enchanted.
I will be in deep thought.
I'm gonna like pop on over, like beside Bright while playing some travel lo-fi. So Bright, how you feeling?
Pretty good overall. Nothing too crazy.
A lot happened at the library. You wanna unpack any of that baggage?
I think I'm fine for the time being. I gotta talk to Alice a little bit. I think I'm good.
That's good. That's good. Good. Well, if you ever need someone to like listen to your problems or anything like that, my fee's 2 copper. You can tell me anything, even that you got away with murder, and it'll be our secret.
I have nothing to talk about this time being. I'm good.
All right, cool. Glad to hear. I'm glad to hear that you are good in the neighborhood.
Evening time rolls around, and so you guys, assuming you guys are ready to make camp and go for a long rest.
Yep.
So as you guys are getting ready, actually, you guys, anyone taking watches or anything like that, or y'all just gonna crash?
I'll take first watch. And then during my watch, I want to make some arrows.
Okay.
What do you want me to roll to see how many arrows I make?
Roll a D20.
Oh wait, can I make potions of healing?
You can start working on it.
Okay, I guess I'll start working on a potion.
No, it is getting, but it's getting late in the evening, and I want you guys, who's up at this point? It's about middle of the night.
Well, unless someone took over for my watch, I guess my kids will still be up for a little bit longer.
Let's see my character's up.
Okay. Roll me a perception check.
22.
So as you're kind of trying to, listening out for things, you hear someone trying to go through your baggage in the camp.
Oh heck no.
And that's where we're going to end our session.